Imagine coming home to find your life's work, a golden wheat field ready for harvest, turned into a raging inferno, all because your nosy neighbors in the HOA thought rules didn't apply to them. But here's the twist that had me grinning through gritted teeth. The wind shifted, and that fire, it boomeranged right back to devour their perfect little suburbia. Buckle up, folks, because this tale of drought, defiance, and delicious karma is about to unfold like a slow-burning fuse. That summer in Willow Creek, the air wasn't just parched. It was pissed off, like the whole damn atmosphere had a grudge against anything green. Every step on the cracked earth sounded like crunching potato chips underfoot, and the sun beat down like it was auditioning for a villain role. I'd seen dry spells before, hell, as a retired cop turned backyard gardener. I chased down enough idiots starting bonfires in tinderbox conditions. But this drought, it was biblical, the kind where even the cacti looked thirsty. The county slapped a stage 5 fire ban on us faster than you could say arson charge. No barbecues, no fireworks, no nothing that could spit a spark. Signs everywhere screamed it in bold red letters. One flame could end it all, but over in the gated enclave of Willow Creek Estates, the HOA board figured they were above that noise. They called their stunt a community beautification burn. I called it suicide by stupidity, with my vegetable patch as collateral. I'm Jack Harlan, 52, ex-detective who traded badges for beats after one too many stakeouts left me with a bum knee and a short fuse. Folks around here whisper I'm the crazy hermit, because I keep to myself, nursing my plot of land like it's the last sane spot in suburbia. Truth is, I've been smeared in the neighborhood Facebook group, called a hoarder for my compost pile, a nuisance for my rain barrels that clash with the aesthetic. I let it slide at first, biting my tongue while they spread rumors that I was dodging taxes or hiding bodies in my shed. But inside, I was watching, noting every petty violation they ignored in their own backyards, building my case like the old days. My garden wasn't huge, just a couple acres of heirloom tomatoes, corn stalks tall as a man, and rows of zucchini that could feed an army. I poured sweat into it for months, coaxing life from soil that the developers had stripped bare before slapping up their McMansions. Harvest was days away. I could almost taste the fresh salsa. But the HOA, they sprouted next door like weeds after a rain, turning what used to be open fields into a maze of identical houses with lawns greener than envy. They weren't content with their cul-de-sacs and cookie-cutter garages. No, they had rules thicker than a phone book, fining folks for mailboxes that weren't regulation beige or holiday lights up a day too long. And at the helm, Karen Whitaker, HOA president, a woman in her late 40s with a bob haircut sharper than her tongue and a smile that could curdle milk. She preached community harmony like a televangelist, but her idea of harmony was everyone marching to her drumbeat. I'd crossed paths with her type on the force, power-hungry bureaucrats who hid behind bylaws to bully the little guy. It started innocently enough, or so they'd claim. One scorching Monday, I was out weeding when a shiny white Tesla rolled up to my chain-link fence, parking crooked like they owned the shoulder. Out popped two women in matching khaki vests embroidered with the HOA logo, looking like they'd stepped off a catalog page for suburban enforcers. One, a mousy type with glasses perched on her nose, snapped pics of my corn like it was evidence in a crime scene. I ambled over, wiping dirt on my jeans, and leaned on the fence. "Morning, ladies." Admiring the view. Or is this an intervention? The shorter one, Brenda from the compliance committee, pursed her lips like she'd sucked a lemon. "Mr. Harlan, your vegetation is encroaching." It's over the property line by at least 3 inches. I chuckled, low and dry. Encroaching? Scorn. Brenda. It grows. That's kinda the point. She scribbled on her clipboard without looking up. Per section 4.2 of the covenants, all plantings must maintain a 2-foot buffer. This creates an eyesore for our residents. Eyesore, I echoed, glancing at my thriving rose. Your residence built next to a garden. If they wanted a golf course, they should have moved to one. That's when the black sedan purred up, doors opening to reveal Karen herself, heels clicking on the asphalt like tiny judgments. She smoothed her blouse and flashed that patented grin, the one that said, "I'm reasonable, but you're not, Jack," she cooed, like we were old pals. "We've had complaints. Your plot looks unkempt. And with this drought, that dry underbrush is a hazard. We're scheduling a controlled burn on the shared easement this week to tidy things up. You'll want to trim back your side." I felt my jaw tighten. Controlled burn? Karen, we're in a stage 5 ban. County says no flames. Period. I've got the ordinance right here. I pulled up the PDF on my phone, holding it out like a shield. She waved it off with a manicured hand. "Oh, we have an exemption for maintenance. Our vendor is licensed EcoClear Pros. They've assured us it's safe." I raised an eyebrow. EcoClear? The same outfit that botched the pond dredging last year and flooded half your driveways? Tell me, Karen, does exemption mean ignoring the law because it inconveniences your newsletter photo ops? Her smile faltered just a twitch, eyes narrowing. "We're promoting safety and aesthetics for the greater good. Document his non-compliance. Brenda." I snapped a photo of them right back. Greater good? Funny how that always means my land takes the hit. "I sent your board a certified mail last week. Receipt shows you signed it, Karen." Nice loop on that K. Don't act like this is news. She glanced at my garden, the breeze rustling the leaves like a whisper of warning. "We'll follow up, Mr. Harlan." They peeled away, leaving a pamphlet stapled to my fence. Unity through uniformity. I balled it up and used it to prop my tomato cage. Best it'd ever do. By midday, the heat was oppressive, waves shimmering off the ground like a bad mirage. I checked my irrigation, drip lines humming efficiently, and walked the perimeter, securing stakes against the wind that was starting to howl like it had plans. Texted my son, Mike, at college, gardens prime. Harvest soon. He shot back a thumbs up and an eggplant emoji, kids these days. Too sharp. A rumble announced trouble. A beat-up truck towing a trailer loaded with burn barrels and torches. 3 guys in high-vis vests hopped out on the HOA side, unloading like they were setting up for a barbecue apocalypse. I sauntered over, hands in pockets. "Afternoon, boys." Planning a weenie roast in Hell's Kitchen. The burly one, mid-40s with a sweat-stained cap, grunted. "Just following orders from the boss lady." "Clearing weeds." I nodded slowly. "Boss lady's steering you into felony waters. Ban's ironclad. No exemptions for beautification. I've got mowers if you need 'em. Hell, I'll lend you mine." The skinny kid, barely 20, fidgeted. She said it's cool. "Permit from the HOA. Permit from the HOA? I laughed outright. That's like me permitting myself an extra beer. County's the law here. I flipped my phone to video, red dot blinking. Smile for the fire marshal. They grumbled, but started packing up, the burly guy muttering about overzealous neighbors. As they drove off, I emailed the board again, CCing the county inspector, photos of the setup, license plate, timestamped. Filed hard copies in my just-in-case drawer. Old cop habits die hard. Tuesday dawned soft. Sky blushing pink like it was embarrassed by yesterday's drama. Patrolled my patch. Veggies standing tall. No sign of intruders. The HOA side was quiet. Just fresh mulch and those ridiculous little flags marking eco-zone. For a beat, I thought maybe sanity had prevailed. Ran errands mid-morning. Fertilizer. Twine. A new hose nozzle. 90 minutes tops. But turning back onto my street, my stomach dropped. A charred patch scarred the easement. Smoke still curling lazily, about 15 feet from my fence. Ash dusted my side. And damn it, my drip line was melted into gooey plastic art. I knelt, fingers tracing the burn. Deliberate, no doubt. A discarded lighter cap glinted in the dirt. Cheap and HOA branded. No note, no shame. I measured 12 feet to my crops. One puff of wind, and poof, harvest gone. Dialed Karen's number. Voicemail after endless rings. This is Jack. Your controlled burn just scorched my property. Documented. Reported. Try that again. And it's not just paper flying. Hung up. Snapped more pics. And notified the county hotline. Mike swung by after class. Found me splicing the damaged line. He leaned on the fence. Brow furrowed. What now? Dad. Idiots with matches, I grumbled. He eyed the char. Call the cops. Already pinged the inspector. If I escalate, they slap me with aggressive resident BS. We'll bury him in evidence instead. He smirked. Playing the long game. Ha! Always. Fools rush in. Smart folks wait for the backfire. That night, the air reeked of singed grass. A nagging reminder. I laid out my old fire extinguisher by the door. Checked the well pump, pressure low from conservation cuts. Stood vigil at the fence as dusk fell. Wind whispering threats. Sleep, spotty at best. Midnight brought the hum of engines, generators whirring on their side. I crept out, phone ready, spotting orange flickers through the slats. Shadows danced. They were at it again, torches low like sneaky kids with fireworks. Filmed it all, heart pounding, but stayed put. Called the hotline, time-stamped whisper. Unauthorized burn in progress. Willow Creek Estates. Coordinates attached. Wind kicked up, ash peppering my shirt. Rage simmered, same old helplessness from busting reckless fools on the job. By 3 a.m., the air crackled electric, wind howling like a banshee. Grabbed my jacket, bolted to the truck. The burn had reignited, flames licking greedily toward my garden. Tires skidded as I braked, leaping out to the pump. Sputtered weakly, damn restrictions. Hauled the hose, spraying pitiful streams that evaporated midair. Wind mocked me, flinging embers like confetti. Mike, I bellowed, spotting him at the window, face pale. Truck, now. He froze a second, then dashed. I snatched a rake, scraping a firebreak, futile, but instinct screamed fight. Sweat blinded me, lungs scorched. Phone vibrated, HOA caller ID. Answered mid-cough. Harlan, Karen's voice. Frantic. Jack, fire's spreading from your overgrown mess. It's hitting our homes. I barked a laugh through smoke. My mess? That's your illegal bonfire biting back. I warned you. We had it under control, she yelped. Control? The only control you've got is picking your escape route. Click. Shouts echoed from their side. Panic in polo shirts. Flames broke free, roaring west, toward Willow Creek Estates. Not my garden anymore, there's... Mike! Go! I roared. He peeled out. I lingered a moment, heat searing my skin, watching karma ignite. We regrouped at the old water tower, sirens wailing distant. Flames danced across their lawns, sprinklers fizzing uselessly. Karen's McMansion glowed infernal, her silhouette flailing like a bad conductor. The clubhouse buckled, sparks exploding like ironic applause. I stood silent, not gleeful, just resolved. Mike gripped my arm. You good? Yeah. Warned him. Documented everything. They chose ignorance. So, tell me, in a world of rule-benders like Karen, is standing your ground always worth the blaze, even if it means watching fools burn? Or does turning the other cheek ever pay off? Drop your takes below. Who's the real villain here? The defiant gardener or the power-drunk HOA?